everyone, I'm Julie of Teorsulia from Visayas 2A and I'm gonna discuss the labor law. What is labor law and why is there a need for labor law? Okay, so first, what is labor law? Labor law is a set of laws that govern the relationship between workers, employers, trade unions, and the government. And it also protects the rights of workers and ensures fair labor practices. Okay, so why do we need a labor law? Basically, nakita naman natin, imagine mo, working for 10 years or more than years in a business or a company under an employer-employee relationship, you still have the unstable life. Okay, it doesn't have a stable status compared to the employer who is gaining more profits. Nakikita mo, using Mercedes-Benz, just going to work. Nakikita natin yung unjust equality. Hindi lang abuse, not physically, but abuse and unjust equality when it comes to labor law. Okay, so why is there a need for a labor law? We have two interests between the employer and the employee. So the first interest of the employer is to control the business in order to gain profit. Yun lang yung goal nila, is to gain profit for the business. While the interest of the employee is to work for the business in order to sustain his daily economic needs. So, para lang mag-survive sa isang araw or for a week, yun yung goal ng employee. Diba? As a working student, ayan lang din yung goal ko. Well, yung employer or yung company is nag-gain ng more profit and more clients. So, paano nga ba nababalance ni labor law ang two interests between the employer and the employee? Okay, so malalaman natin yan sa next slide. So, we have the rights of an employee based on the labor code. So, meron tayo dito the state balances how the employee should manage his or her business. So, first, we have the security of tenure. So, dito, sinasabi ng natin, don't give a legal termination to an employee for just na nagtatrabaho na sa'yo for 10 years or more than years. Okay. It should have the due process. Kung security of tenure, the employer should be loyal card or security for the employee. Kasi nga, diba, nagtatrabaho ng matagal. Bakit mo mapapakawalan yung employee na yan? Diba? Those employee who work for more than years or sobrang tagal na part na sila ng economic growth na isang company, it should be rewarded for the security of tenure. So, pag sinasabi natin tenure, matagal na, ihasak na, yun yung sinasabi, mga tenured employees. The next rights we have is the work days and work hours. Okay? The normal work hours that an employee should have is 8 hours per day in 5 days. Okay? Bawal siya mag-exceed ng 8 hours unless na lang may overtime or may overtime pay. Kung wala namang overtime pay yan, pwedeng magreklamo si employee sa dole. Kasi hindi naman imagine mo, pinilit na ng employer mo na mag-overtime dahil walang overtime pay. Diba? Nasa yung equality doon. It will be a sign of abuse. Okay? So next is weekly rest days. Yan yung one of the rights of each employee na magkaroon ng rest day. Okay? So on my case, as a working student on the call center industry, I have a 2 rest days, which is the Saturday and Sunday. So pumapasok ako ng 5 days straight, and I have the 2 days rest, which is the Saturday and Sunday. But it will depend on different company kung saan nila nilalagay yung rest day. But it should have 2 or 1. Okay. On my case, meron akong nalalaman na may shifting kasi. May mga ibang tenured sa call center agent na pinipili mag 12 hours in just 4 days, and meron silang 3 days resting. Okay? So it included on weekdays and a weekend. So that's one of the rights of an employee that should have. Okay, next is the payment of wages. So payment of wages, alam naman natin na an employee shouldn't have lower than the minimum wages. Okay, so pag sinabi natin minimum wages, it talks about the 645 pesos a day. So in my case, as a working student, my work hours consist of 18.63 pesos per hour. Okay, so pag times mo yun sa 8 hours, pumapasok ako sa minimum wage earner, 645. And pag sumobra ka doon, syempre hindi ka na under ng minimum wage earner. Okay, so all of the employees should have it can't be lower than minimum wages. So next one is the wage-related benefits. Wage-related benefits, these are the benefits that is included on our wages. Okay, so it includes the PhilHealth, SSS, Pag-ibig, and any health card. So on my case also, working in a call center, alam naman natin pag sinabing call center or BPO industry, malalaki yung benefits na pwedeng matanggap ni employee. So sa akin, makakatanggap ako ng HMO after regularization. So ano nga ba yung HMO? These are the Health Maintenance Organization. So under HMO, we have MaxiCare. Kung familiar kayo sa MaxiCare, it is a type of like hospital na or benefit na binibigay sa mga employee. So makakatanggap ka ng libreng check-up, and it will limitless to the like aesthetic surgery, like mga braces, hindi kasama sa MaxiCare since ang in-scope lang ng MaxiCare is to check up, regular check-up, oral, dentist, etc. And in my benefit, pwede akong magdagdag ng isang beneficiaries under MaxiCare or HMO. Okay? So, yun yung wage-related benefits ko. And also, next is the right to self-organization and collective bargaining or union. Okay, so in this rights of an employee, as a collective individual or employee, we have the rights to collective bargain for salary increase. Okay, imagine mo, kung tenured ka na or working for more than years, and you are tagged as an employee or top employee na nag-contribute na rin sa economic growth ng company, you should have this right. Okay, you should have to collect bargains. You should have a freedom to demand for a salary increase or all of the employees should have demanded a salary increase. Kung nakikita nyo na yung business is gaining profit more than the expected. Okay? Sabihin, sobrang lago na ng business to the point na talagang malago na talaga siya. Okay? So, that's the right of an employee. Next one is safe working conditions. Okay? Provide a safe working place on Article 1711. Employers are obliged to pay compensation for death and injuries of the employee under the employment. So, based sa article na to, 1711, in terms of safe working conditions, employers have they are liable to pay compensation kung may mangyari man regarding to the death and injuries ng kanilang employee under ng kanilang control and employment. Okay? So, also, they are liable if their employee gets sick because of the nature of the employment. So, imagine mo, as a working student, kapag imagine in a call center industry or a BPO industry, di ba, mostly graveyard shift ang meron na schedule since iba yung date and iba yung time within the Western and the Eastern country. Okay? So, alam naman natin na hindi siya healthy. Hindi healthy ang graveyard shift for all the employees. And if one of your employer is demanding for an overtime, sabihin na natin may overtime pay, pero like straight 5 days nagpapa-overtime si employer mo. Imagine mo, papasok ka ng 10, uuwi ka ng 7 ng umaga, then magpapa-overtime pa si employer mo ng 2 hours or 1 hour. Pag may nangyaring illness or sickness of one of the employee under the employer, they are liable for that. Okay? Pag nagkasakit, they are liable for that. Kasi minsan biglaan ang mga pa-overtime eh. Hindi naman like dinidiscuss agad before the week. Alam naman natin na biglaan kasi may parang may hinahabol. So, yun, employers are liable for that. But there's a limit, okay? If the employee's negligence or voluntary act, for example, drunkenness, okay, papasok ka na, nakainom ka, tapos bigla kang naipit sa elevator, naputol yung kamay mo, the employer is not liable for that compensation or for that negligence. Okay? Kasi, ano na yan eh, self-conscious mo na yan na pumasok ka ng lasing. Hindi naman kasama si employer sa pag-iinom. Diba? Ikaw lang naman ang uminom. So, bakit ang employer magiging liable for that? So, that is the limit. Okay? So, meron pa if the employee is lacking his or her healthcare that causes serious illness or injury compensation. Okay? So, in this case, 50-50 yung liable ni employer. Ibig sabihin yung compensation is mababawasan lang once na nabigay kay employee. So, the reason is kapag si employee is napabayaan ng kanyang health, okay, na nag-cause ng illness or sickness, for example, as a student or a working student, alam ko naman, imagine mo, papasok ako ng 10 p.m., uuwi ng 7 a.m., and then diretso school. Hindi na si employer ang liable ng pagkakasakit ko. Okay? Ako na yung sabihin, kung hindi ako makapasok sa work, they are 50-50 liable for that. But in my case, liable din ako sa nangyari sa akin. Okay? So, hindi ko pwedeng isisi sa employer ko yung pagkakasakit ko dahil lang doon. Kasi, hindi naman puro student yung nasa call center. Halo-halo. Meron doon mga single, mga hindi na nag-aaral, diba? Parang add-ons na lang kami. So, when it comes to this working industry, mahirap talaga sa mga estudyante. Kaya hindi ko pwedeng i-visa sa employer dahil estudyante ako. Okay? So, next is the employment of children. So, sinasabi lang dito na employer should not hire a child. Alam naman natin yun kasi magre-result yan ng child labor. Meron tayong batas dyan na we have the Republic Act 6237, also known as the Women and Child Labor Law. So this law prohibits children under 12 from working and limits children between 12 and 15 to a light work. So, kung ang employer alam naman na hindi pasok yung age ng bata, or kung under 18 years old ng bata, hindi siya pwedeng tanggapin or i-hire sa company. Okay? Next is the female employees. So, sa female employees, it is one of the rights of female employees to have. Okay? So, sa company, dapat merong maayos na comfort room. Diba? Sa BPO industry, ang daming pwedeng benefits or ang daming it includes like sleeping quarters, maayos na comfort room, pantry, para lang mas maging maayos ang pagtatrabaho. And it includes na lang din yan yung male and female employees. Okay? So, when we say female employees, for example, in a factory business, female employees avoid to have a graveyard shift para sa mga babae to. So, ina-avoid nila na magkaroon ng graveyard shift ang mga female when it comes to factory businesses. Okay? So, next is equal work opportunities for all. So, dito, nakita naman natin, obvious naman na all of the businesses should have the equal work opportunities. Hindi pwedeng yung employer mo, anak ng employer mo, yun yung CEO, anak ng employer ng anak pa ng anak is one of the manager, then yung pinsan ng employer is yun yung janitor, and yung pinsan pa ng pinsan niya, yun yung secretary, no? Hindi pwedeng maging ganun. So, the business should have the equal work opportunities for all. So, in my case, in a BPO industry, sabi na natin Centrex, this company is open for all the different employees, mababata man, mapamatanda man, nag-aaral ka, hindi ka nag-aaral, nag-stop ka, nagda-drugs ka, nakulong ka, tatanggapin ka nila. Okay? Kahit gawan, syempre hindi na yun. Syempre may tayo, fitness to work yung sinasabi. So, sinasabi lang dito na all of the company or businesses or employers should have given the employees to have the equal opportunities for them. Okay? Equal na makapagtrabaho, diba? Mabigyan ng chance makapagtrabaho at mabuhay, makasurvive. Okay? Since alam naman natin ngayon, mahirap ang buhay and all of us are having or the needs of money to survive for a day. Lalo na dyan sa mga breadwinner or sila na lang yung mga inaasahan, di ba? So, it is a great big changer for all of the people or Filipino people na makapagtrabaho. Then, next is, so, after that, yan na nga, ito na lahat yung rights of an employee na discuss na natin. So, next, may question tayo dito. So, we have this question that I've been working for 6 months with the company X, or sabihin natin ng Centrex, but they still haven't given me a contract. Am I a legitimate employee of the company? So, tinatanong lang dito, kung without a contract, masasabi mo bang legitimate employee of the company? Kasi may mga ibang company or businesses na hindi nagpo-provide ng written contract. Okay? But in my case, nag-provide ng Centrex ng online contract na kailangan namin design all of the benefits, wages, payroll, and all of the requirements or rules and policy na kailangan namin sundin. But in this case, kung wala namang na-provide na written or online contract for an employee, legitimate pa siyang employee. Okay, madidiscuss natin yan sa next slide. So, these are the 4 signs na pwede mo, na kailangan mong makita para malaman mo legitimate employee ka without contract. Okay. Next is, first is the selection and hiring. So, how were you able to work in the company kung walang interview na naganap? Interview, assessment, etc. Depende sa business or company kung ano yung trip nila or kung ano yung policy na sinusunod nila when it comes to hiring an employee. Okay, sa case ko, in a call center industry, I did complete their interview. Madami. Kasi sa industry na ito, kailangan talaga na mapatunayan nila na you are fit to work in this kind of corporate, private company. So, I do interview. After ng interview, my initial interview, my assessment, typing test, psychological test, behavioral test, and also magpa-final interview pa. After final interview, meron pang assessment for the account na papasukan mo. And for example, healthcare account. Then kailangan mo pa yung itik. Then once napasa mo, may mock call pa or mock chat para ipasa. So, yun lang yung mga example na dapat may kita mo in the process of selecting or selection of hiring ng isang company. Kung hindi ka nakapag-interview or hindi nangyari yung interview, assessment, etc., when it comes to the process of hiring, ibig sabihin, hindi ka legitimate employee. Okay? So, next is payment of wages. It should have proof that he is being paid, or the employer should prove that she pay or he pay that person or a specific employee. So, sinasabi lang dito na when it comes to, parang malaman mo na legitimate employee ka, dapat nababayaran ka or sumasahod ka. Okay? Dapat hindi na delay yung magpapasahod sa'yo. And it should have on the right account. Pumapasok pa rin sa minimum wage. So, kapag hindi ka nabayaran or hindi ka sumahod, as asahan mo na hindi ka legitimate employee of that business. Okay, so magtaka ka na kapag 2 weeks wala ka pa rin sahod, di ba? Sinasabi lang ni employer mo na delay. Okay, pwede ka na magreklamo sa Dolinar kapag once na hindi sila transparent to the cause of the delayed payroll or payout. Next is dismissal. If an employee dismissed due to labor dispute, is still an employee. So kung may mga illegal labor dispute na nangyari kay employee pa rin siya. Okay? Next is the control test. Employer has the prerogative or the right to control the employee and how she do the work. Okay, so kung mapapansin mo din na kung ang employer ay may control over the employee. Okay? Kasi diba, when we are hired, may mga policies and contracts na ito dapat yung gawin mo, ito dapat yung sundin mo, ito yung magiging workflow mo dito sa company. Okay? May control si employer kay employee. Kung wala, hindi ka na, asahan mo na hindi ka legitimate employee of that business. Kung parang ikaw na yung nagpo-control kay employer, ay gumawa ka na ng sariling company mo. Diba? So, employer has the control over the employee. Dapat makikita mo na may demand, may power si employer kay employee to give workloads, to give guide, and to give the right work flow to the employee. Okay, so and then this 4 sign should have a visible for you to be able to identify that you are a legitimate employee without a contract. So, as I can see here, as a working student, nakikita ko naman yung 4 na yan. And also, na-receive ko naman lahat ng rights of an employee na discuss natin earlier. So, and yes, that concludes the labor law and why we need a labor law. Why is there a labor law? So again, thank you for listening. I'm Jewel from Visayas Today.